What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, I want to talk about Alycia Baumgardner real quick. And basically, Alycia's focus, what she needs to do, to get her career, get the ball rolling again. And to just continue on with what she started already. She needs to get her focus off of nonsense. I mean, this going back and forth nonsense and people, with all of the support over negativity and nonsense, because people don't know how to be honest and tell you these things. But she needs to, for one, Katie Taylor is 36, something like that, 35, 36. She just won her title back, but Katie Taylor, we don't know how long she's going to stick around. So I'm looking at the options that she's talking about. And in all honesty, the fact that if she wants to fight Amanda Serrano, now once again, if she fights Katie Taylor, if she gets that fight, she's not the A side. If she gets a fight with Amanda Serrano, she's not the A side. So whatever the stipulations are, they may just play to her ego. And do you accept the terms, or do you not? For example, Amanda Serrano saying, yeah, we can fight, but it's going to be 12 rounds. She already had a problem with that before. So does that fight still happen? Does she say, okay, let's go 12 rounds? Or does she, stick to her ego and don't think it's necessary? If that's the case, then she has no fight with Serrano. Now, as far as Katie Taylor goes, whatever you accomplish at a smaller weight, depending on who you are, yeah, a lot of times you see fighters come and skip the line. The female weight classes, the different divisions, they're not deep. So skipping the line wouldn't be a problem for her in that situation. Now, the fact that she failed the test, then they said they didn't find her guilty, but she was suspended. That's another thing where people can use against her. Psychologically, I feel like she involved herself in things that she shouldn't have had to. She shouldn't have done, and the fact that she did. These things can play a part where your focus is not there. Especially now, you got people that will be spiteful now. You're a hoe. You screwed all them guys, blah, 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 whatever. They'll do and say things to get under her skin, to try to throw her off course. And, what fighters in general need to do is stop jumping their asses on social media every time they have something to say and then make ignorant, stupid comments. And then they're just going back and forth with these idiots trying to appease these non-boxing fan, casual, I'm just here for the drama type people, because that's all they're doing. They're not doing anything. They're not saying anything that's helping boxing. It's not uplifting boxing. It's not uplifting boxers. It's not doing anything negative or positive. Just a bunch of negative, stupid talk. The truth is, when you look at it, it's nothing but a distraction. I don't know the type of relationship she had with her team. We know she's no longer with Tony Harrison. And a lot of times you have certain people need someone in their corner to put them in check, because they just run wild and do whatever they want. Yeah, we're grown adults. We say and do as we want, but that doesn't mean that it's right, and it doesn't mean that it's beneficial to you in a positive way, and it's really not. So I don't know. As far as her options, her first fight back, I don't think it'd be with anybody other than maybe if she has a mandatory or something like that. It'd be a challenger, but not somebody like Amanda Serrano or Katie Taylor. So looking at where she is at 130 now, she can go up to 147. Okay, well, if she can become undisputed, and see, one thing that people got to look at is that it may sound real simple and easy, but you can be undisputed. Look at Devin Haney. He became undisputed, and people were still trying to avoid him. and trying to belittle his success because, these guys know he's a threat. So it's not like just because you think of a person's name and say, I want to fight this person, that it's automatically going to happen. And the thing about Baumgardner is that more than likely, for the fights to take place and really happen, they're not going to happen in the U.S. She fights Katie Taylor. It's going to be on Katie's terms, and it's not going to happen in the U.S. I mean, her and Serrano might fight in the U.S., but just saying, I mean, that might be, you look at who promotes who. That's why a lot of the fights don't take place in the States. And what I'm saying, Alycia Baumgardner is not a household name. So even if she did fight in the States, it's very possible for you to fight somebody from another country and they'll come here and get louder cheers than you. They have more fans in the building than you do. And, female boxing isn't booming over here. Clarissa Shields, she's holding her own. But just females in general, no. And so when you break it all down, for Baumgardner, even in, talking about unifying the divisions and then becoming undisputed and things like that, understand Shields got an early start on that. Right away, she jumped in there. So, everything is not as easy as it sounds. Now, in terms of your career paralleling someone else's, this is where a lot of fighters lose focus as well, because things can happen, and all it would take, like especially for someone, she has the one loss on her record and she avenged it. But when a fighter loses, and they expect it to win, it's like most fighters don't take it too well. So she didn't have to have that, okay, I want to end my career undefeated feeling after that happened, because, well, she knows she'll never be undefeated at this point. But where she goes from here, only time will tell. But, I'm just saying it's one of these things where, like I said, just because you say someone's name doesn't mean that the fight's going to automatically happen. And then you got people like Lenarda Chu, Michaela Mayer, people that she already fought. When she comes back, trust me, the drug cheat talk will come back again as well. But what she's done is she made a big stink around where she has to lay her head, and I mean in the sport of boxing. So again, everything that's been coming up is going to continue to come up. Are they going to talk about it? People are going to throw it in her face. You're a stank hoe. You done screwed all these guys. All of this type of stuff. You're a drug cheat. They're going to do things and say things to really try to get under her skin. That's the kind of person she is. She likes to get under your skin and say things and try to get to you. So her focus needs to be, and this is like I gotta keep saying, all these fighters, man, they always jumping on in front of a camera talking about mental health issues or some nonsense, or talking about everything other than their next opponent. And so, I can't relate to the childishness, the immaturity. I can't relate to that. I just can't. So for me, when I see these things, it's like, as fighters, man, like I said, a lot of these, most of them, it don't even look like grown men getting ready to go into the ring and box. It's like a bunch of little angry kids, like a bunch of little hard-headed kids just going back and forth about much of nothing. And I'm not into that type of stuff. And you guys need to focus on being fighters. Now, I don't know if she models or do whatever outside of boxing or whatever, but whatever you have professionally, business-wise, that's what you need to focus on. Because professionally, now to the ignorant simps, they'll make you think that, you got the best of somebody talking trash about nothing. But professionally, people will look at you like, nah, she's not a good ambassador for the sport. I don't know. And, she gets caught up in this nonsense, this back and forth nonsense. And, a lot of times words really cut deep. And not only that, they start looking at her and then like, yeah, she's two-faced, she's phony, she's a backstabber, she's a drug cheat, she's a hoe. I'm telling you, like, this is the type of stuff that will happen. I mean, I always it's funny, like, I remember making a comparison, like I said, Ja Rule, y'all remember Ja Rule? He was rapping, making nothing but hits. 50 Cent comes out, say, man, he making all this love shit and all these soft love songs and all of that. And these people all stabbed Ja Rule in the back, jumped on 50 Cent's bandwagon. And I remember saying they're going to do the same thing to 50. And what 50 had, like, I think after his, like, third album, that's when his career just went in terms of music. Like, 50 at that point, his record sales had dropped considerably. You talking about a dude that sold 10 million his first 9 million and 10 million, or however it went, 10 million and 11 million, I think, right? And this dude it got to the point. And it's like, yeah, you see, the same people that was booing Ja Rule and cheering 50 started booing 50. Now he managed to keep himself relevant, doing TV and movies and stuff like that and having his own shows and all. But I mean, music-wise, it was like, no, he can't. It was done. He's not going to, go platinum again and all that kind of stuff. It was just done. But that's what I'm telling you. And it's already, people already fickle enough. So, and one thing about Alycia Baumgardner, she got to understand, is like, when people are attracted to you, she even talked about how people, was thinking like she's into women and stuff like that and all because of her physique and whatever. And because a whole lot of times, female athletes, especially the muscular ones, that's, whatever. That's the way it is a lot of times. So all these things, and it's like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You got people that's contacting you for the wrong reasons. And, you need to be around mature-minded people, man, because you got a lot of people that got completely snow white hair and they don't act any older than their grandkids and great-great-great-grandkids and all of that. So, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I don't know who she's gonna, who she sided with already to, like, as her trainer and, whatever she got going on business-wise with, like, whoever does what for her. But she needs to really get those priorities in order, because at the end of the day, nothing lasts forever, good or bad. And before you know it, you're older, your career's not the same, but what you've accomplished, was it enough that you can live off of this money? Is your legacy cemented? Those type of things. People don't want to live their life with regret, and that's what happens so often. You look back and think of what you should have been doing versus what you were wasting your time on. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully Alycia Baumgardner get things the way it's supposed to be, but you got to grow as a person, and you can't think that you know every damn thing. If you stop learning, a use for nobody, not even yourself. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch you on the next video.